everyone. Welcome to DC Conversations. In conversation with us today is the lovely Shruti, and you know her from Mar Jawaan and the new Hum Dono single. So welcome to DC. Thank you so much for talking to us, Shruti.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure being on your platform and chatting up with you.
Thank you so much. All right. We're going to start a bit on your early days. So, do you remember the first moment in your childhood when you realized music wasn't just, something you listened to, but something you wanted to live with? And what was the little Shruti discovering in her voice then?
I think from the very time that I remember, I always wanted to pursue music as a career. I grew up in a household where my father listened to ghazals and classical music. So I always had that mahal at home, जहाँ पे music was given such great platform. So I grew up listening to such rich great music that it was very easy for me to fall in love with music, and of course find it very easy to pursue it as a career as well. So yeah, I think I would give a lot of credit to the background that I had at home. It made my life much more easier because then I did not have to convince my parents that I wanted to pursue music. I belong to a family jahan pe, I belong to a family of teachers and professors. So हमारे घर में education को बहुत ज़्यादा value दिया जाता था. So the only condition I had from my parents was that finish your graduation and then do whatever you want to do. The world is your oyster. But yeah, I decided to do my master's in psychology. But of course, music was something that I never wanted to compromise or give up on.
Sounds good. Okay. So your first big break. Before the world knew you for your songs like Mar Jawaan and Tujhe Bhula Diya, what was the turning point or turning moment? When you felt that okay, Bollywood is happening, TV is happening for me. Is there any unexpected twists or funny thing behind funny behind the scene memories that that are from your early hustle days?
Not many people know about this, but I actually even sang a lot of remix songs. तब recreation नहीं कहते थे, तब हम उसको remixes कहते थे, and that was a huge phase of our youth that we were so used to those remix albums and music videos which were doing really great at that time. And I happened to sing, and that was my first ever recording, which was Leke Pehla Pehla Pyar, and there was an album called the Baby Doll series. So that was my first ever recording actually. And then after singing so many of those remixes is when the first big break with the films that happened with Mar Jawaan from Fashion.
It's a song that is going to live with us for the rest of our lives. I can assure you of that. It's such a
Thank
memory,
you.
that song.
Oh
Okay,
yes, I owe my entire career to that song,
it is such
because
a gorgeous
it,
song.
it
Like
was it was literally like a floodgate that was opened for me, and everything that followed was indefinitely thanks to Marjama. Yeah.
so, you have a very beautiful, very like I like to believe that there are some people in our country whose voices have like whose throats have been taken out and put in honey and then given it back to them. And I think you're one of those people. So it's a very signature sound you have, right? Over the years, your voice has become synonymous with emotional depth and musical elegance. Was there a particular project or a phase where you felt your artistic identity truly, like, it really clicked?
I think that was very much right before Marjama happened to me, honestly. I had already sung a couple of remixes, and I was also singing, some tidbits here and there for TV or ad films. And that's when I happened to meet Salim Suleiman, and they were trying my voice out for a Vaibhavi Merchant musical theater, and it was a Gujarati part, and Salim Merchant asked me to do a variation in that part, and I was practicing it in the lower octave. And that's when he is actually Salim Merchant is the actual person who discovered the tone that I have. Before that, even I wasn't very aware of. I mean, of course, I learned classical music from childhood, and I was trained to sing. But how textures work, or how a mic can like really define your voice in a very different light. I think that's something that was discovered by Salim Merchant, and I owe him a lot, because first time I heard myself differently, and learned how to throw my voice correctly, or enhance my vocal texture in the song. So I think that's when he decided to bring me on board for Mar Jawaan. So yeah, that was that was the moment when it clicked that, okay, there's something unique in my voice. Yeah.
I remember the first time I heard that song, and it almost felt like Priyanka Chopra was singing. Like it was so beautifully matching her
Yeah.
normal, natural voice and your voice. And then I learned about you, and I was like, no, there's someone else singing for her too. And I was like, but their voices are so beautifully in sync. So you can tell that Salim and both the brothers, they're so good at what they do. You can tell because of that
Yeah.
one thing. It was so beautifully matched. It was so perfect, like perfect marriage both. Then it was like that. So
Yes.
that was
And
really
also
great.
because Priyanka Chopra has such a husky voice, even
She
when you
does.
hear her talk. She's got a nice, husky, very
Yeah.
sexy voice,
Yeah.
speaking voice.
Yeah.
And that's what they brought out of me, in that song. And then that became my legacy, that became my identity. And then, of course, we heard that texture in all the other songs. Yeah.
Okay. So we're talking about collaborations now. You worked with incredible music creators like Vishal and Shekhar, and now collaborated with Anvita Dutt, a lyricist for Hum Dono.
Yeah.
Which collaboration in your journey so far has shaped you the most, personally or professionally, and why?
I'll tell you what, I think for any artist, I think the most important part is to constantly evolve and constantly keep learning. And I have been fortunate enough to be able to work with Salim Suleiman in the early days of my career, Vishal Shekhar, Amit Trivedi, and the list goes on and on. Each one of them have a very different, unique style of
Style.
music
Yeah.
that they make. They have very unique, very different ways of working. So it's not just about the music that is different, but it's also the style of working. Like, be it Hum Dono with Vishal and Shekhar, or Naina Lagya Baisha, which is Tujhe Bhula Diya.
Mhm.
They were both, like I was a part of the conceptualization, wherein with Salim Suleiman, they most of the times of my experience with them was working on a song which was already like there. So there are different processes, and as an artist, I think it's a lot to learn when you are, like a part of the entire process in many different ways. You grow as an artist, you learn a lot, and also, when you're working with different styles of working, you're also quick to grab, so it also makes you very alert, and it makes you very like quick and fast. So I think that's also a good thing, because not many people know that, unlike earlier days, we go into a studio, and we are acquainted with the song within the first 5 minutes, and then we are on the mic trying to sing it and emote it with like your full, give your 100% emotionally as well. I think it's a very difficult process, as much as people don't give it much credit for. When you practice a song for 10 days and sing it, and when you meet a song for the first time and deliver that within that 10 minutes or that 1 hour, I think it's a challenge in itself too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's a
agree with
lot to
you.
learn.
Yeah. Okay. So, let's talk about life beyond music and life beyond the mic, okay? If
Yes.
we were to rebound your life as a film script, what would be the one surprising chapter outside of music that your fans would never expect you love to share, that you can share with us now, which is non-music, which is like, something that people don't know about you.
I love to travel a lot. I think that is
Yeah?
one thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, as much as I can, or whatever time that I get in between, the recordings and the travels for concerts. I think that's one thing I really make sure I do because it gives me time with myself. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me connected to nature and to life. Because music is my life, but my profession is a part of my life, and traveling is something that really really elevates me in many ways. So I like to keep myself connected to the ground reality as well.
Yeah, it's very important to keep your ear to the ground. I understand what you're saying. Um, I know you've probably been asked this before, and I'm sure that it is one of the toughest questions even today. But would you be able to pick one of your favorite songs out of your favorite songs?
Ideally, I would definitely say Mar Jawaan because that was my first song, and as I mentioned, that I everything that I have up until now is thanks to Mar Jawaan. But apart from that, there is one more song, and that is Rasiya actually. And the film did not do that well, but the song still lived on, and that's the beauty of that song. Firstly, because it's musically, it's incredible. Um, and to have a song like that, which was a solo song, raga based, so there was a lot of I got the opportunity to explore my vocal range as well, and I also got the opportunity to showcase myself as a trained singer. So to get an opportunity like that in early on in your life, I think that was really incredible. But it also has a very wonderful connection with me because that was the last song that I sang in front of my father. So I think I have a huge emotional connection with that song. So every time I hear that song myself, it brings me the memory of my father. Yeah.
Well, what better way to remember him? What a beautiful way to
Yes.
remember him.
Yes. Yes.
Um, okay, so tell me about Hum Dono. So this song that you've sung, it's I think it's being pictured on Kartik Aaryan and
Yeah.
Ananya Pandey. Yeah. So what do you think in the whole song? Like when you got the song, when you got the lyrics, which part of the song did you feel was like, there's a naughtiness to it, there's a sweetness to it? Which part did you think that you felt that you resonated most while you sung it?
So it has of late we've seen different kind of music happening within the films, Bollywood films, and this was a little refreshing because it brings back that little like a few years ago wala era of music in this film. So the entire album has that freshness back again, and I also feel this particular song Hum Dono, it just feels like it feels very fuzzy and romantic and that new age. There is love, there is intense love, and then there is new love. So it's got that spring season kind of vibe, and I think it's really beautiful and it's shot so amazingly. In fact, I remember when I was recording the song and Kartik Aaryan was present at the recording, and when he heard it, and he's like, so there's an ad lib in the beginning of the song. So he heard that and he's like, why don't we do like just yet another version which is just acoustic, the song has such a strong melody. It is so catchy that we should do another acoustic version of the song. Well, that did not happen, but yes, the song has a incredible recall value, and probably that's the reason it's already trending. So yeah, I think the song feels like a warm hug in a cold night.
Well, that's a very good description to a song. But that's all we have the time for today. Thank you so much for talking to us, Shruti.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Lovely
much.
talking to you.
Lovely talking to you
Thank
too.
you.
Take care of yourself. I hope you travel more and we get
Yes.
more of you.
Absolutely. Looking forward
Please.
to that.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Take care.